following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the June 4th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, and send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day here with a mixed bag. The Dow's up 97 points, S&P up 18, NASDAQ 177. Russell's off 2 points. Trannies are down 63. Semis are up 69. So we got a mixed bag out there. No signals that are showing up. Signals meaning TD9 count signals on the instruments that I've got here. So we don't have to deal with that. Not that it's something to deal with. We do have that gold contract up on my screen here. Gold is formed an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The 1-to-1 gets us back towards its three-river evening star resistance level. On the weekly basis, it's also a TD9 count top. So the key real resistance area. Now, first on the weekly basis, by the way, all that gold has done is rallied up towards the top of its profile, 34.1860. Our actual high for the week is 34.77. So watch. Wait a minute here. Did I get the right profile? 34.1860. Yeah, 34.1860 out there. Then you've got the TD9 count top on the weekly time frame, and price would need to close above 35.3930 in order to gate that signal and truly suggest that we're ready to take up to the upside out there. So that's what's going on with Goldilocks. But let's take a look at the general markets, just basically see what they're doing. The first set of signals you and I will look at, New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator. It did sneak its way above the zero threshold level yesterday. It is traded above that level today. A second close above the zero threshold level provides buyers with an edge. We are in bar number 6 on a daily time frame. It looks like, did we negate its wave 7 top? The high 993.74. 993.74. We got up to, we did. So the wave 7 top that was in place, that now has gone to the wayside. So with us being in bar number 6 out here, I would expect or anticipate that New York Stock Exchange will continue its rally. Perhaps we get some type of TD9 count pattern. Today's Wednesday, so that's 6, Thursday, Friday, 7, 8. Could be between Friday and next Tuesday. Spot VIX index is well below the 50-day exponential moving average, the 50-day at 22.15. Spot VIX at 1762. These two signals are now in agreement with each other, meaning that buyers are the ones with the edge out there. So use that to your advantage out there. Both are also in bar number 6 today. Maybe we get back and we'd make a TD9 count bottom pattern inside the VIX as well between Friday and next Tuesday out there. So that's what's going on with those charts. Let's go take a look at the daily equity future contracts out here. On the daily equity future contract, the ES Mini right now is trading above profile resistance. Profile resistance is at 58.93. Might be 58.90. 275, but we're trading above it no matter what. We're at 59.95. Now, the next resistance point, not that it's just a swing point resistance, so nothing significant, not a bearish reversal candle or anything, but 6,008, even Steven, is where price is likely targeting. If price closes above that, that tells you we've got further to go to the upside. The NQ remains above its green oscillator and change line, remains above the top of its profile, and it too is going to go target that swing point from last Thursday. That swing point high is 21,858.75. You close above that, the NQ continues to be off to the races. It is the Russell and the Dow Equity Future contract that have not broken through their profile resistance areas. In the case of the Dow Equity Future contract, that level is up at 42,716. It also has a TD9 count top. In order for the Dow to get all bullish, we need to see it close above 42,976. That would negate its TD9 count top. And quite frankly, it would go ahead and set up a pretty large A to B equals C pattern to the upside. In the case of the Russell 2000, it needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a sell the D point pattern. Price likely to go target the top of its profile. That's at 2123. With regard to the cadence, the Dan steps out here. I don't see anything to be concerned about other than the Dow. The Dow is now going to be potentially day number 5 to the upside out there. That suggests that the Dow, if it should see at least a 2-bar pullback out here. We don't have that same signal in the ES or the NQ. They're only bar number 3 out there, but the Dow looks to me like it's getting ready to do a couple-day retracement out there. So that's what's going on with those charts. Let's take a look at some intraday signals out here, see if there's anything to be paying attention to. Day trading right here. The first contract that's going to pop up on our screen is going to be the ES Mini. We take a look at the ES Mini out here. We're just waiting for those intraday charts here to populate. Again, no top on the daily, no topping pattern. Hold on a minute. I just have to check in on the 5-hour time frame chart, but somehow I can't grab my cursor. And so it's updating these charts. That's the issue out here. So if you give me just a moment, we're taking a look at this high that came in at 4 o'clock this morning. And that was up at 59.8950. Did that take out 59.90? Oh, it did not. So I don't have any kind of topping signal on the 5-hour time frame chart, nor do I have one on the 4-hour time frame chart. We have an A to B equals CD pattern that suggests a run up to 60.10 or so. No topping pattern on the no topping pattern on the 60-minute time frame chart. So we've got these Rhodes momentum indicator signals that would require a close above, and that's where we're trading above right now, 59.95. We're at 59.96, but the top of its profile, the 30-minute profile is what I'm looking at out here, folks, 59.96.75. So if we close above that, that's a bullish signal. Really, that would give us the same message in the 15-minute and the 10-minute. So nothing here that we see of significance that should hold the ES Mini from rallying further. The real proof of that is going to be let's make it a little more difficult. The real proof is going to be a close about 59.96.50 out there. That is the ES Mini. We come back to this break. Let's start taking a look at some requests out here. We've got Alibaba and XOP. Robert is looking for an entry point. Christy is looking for an entry point into ticker symbol AEVA. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get to our first request out here. We're going to go ahead and try to use this screen here, at least for the first couple of entries out there. If it's just taking too long to populate, I'll just simply close it down. The first question that comes in from Robert, who wants to take a look at 2 ticker symbols, looking for an entry point. The first one we're taking a look at is Alibaba. So we take a look at Alibaba from a monthly standpoint. We know that there's a new profile that formed out here, Robert. Price is trading with inside that profile. We would need to see price start trade above 121.08 to suggest that there could be some type of breakout. So that's the first number to put on your pad of paper. We take a look at the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart has a TD9 count top. Price pulled back. I don't necessarily have it as a bottom pattern when it pulled back out there. Price remains below the bottom of its bullish structured weekly profile. That could be signaling to you that Alibaba wants to pull back. I would say that the monthly time frame chart suggests 100.57. Now, daily time frame chart. Daily time frame chart negated a TD9 count pattern a couple of days ago. Did it on the trading session of May the 30th out there. So that is negated. Now, we see that you had a nice little rally this morning, and price is rallying right up into its oscillator and change line. So that level is 118.99. We're at 119.35. So watch today's close. If price closes above that, it would suggest a rally towards 123.84, 125.02, maybe 126.20, 32, 127.39. Each of those numbers that I just provided to you are going to be resistance areas, battlegrounds out there. If I look at a 195-minute chart, I do not have a bottom pattern out there. It negated a TD9 count bottom as well. So why is it rallying? Well, I don't have the answer to that question out there. What I can share with you is I don't have the bottom signals, daily, weekly, or monthly, really to suggest that you take a long trade. That doesn't mean that it hasn't bottomed out there. It just means the patterns that I use, I don't even have a test of a swing point. I don't have anything that I can come up with at this stage of the game. Maybe an A to B equals CD pattern that would be, to the upside, that would be confirmed with today's gap to the upside out there. Now, there is an island bottom, if you will, that has formed on the daily time frame. Not an island bottom at all-time lows or what have you, but we do have that little bit of an island bottom. So how I would say is that if we do close above the oscillator and change line for the daily time frame, and again, right now that's at 119.02, you should get a rally to 123.84. So that's what I see when I take a look at all those intraday charts out there, Robert, for Alibaba. Now let's take a look at the XOP. So let's go into the oil and gas sector. I believe that's what XOP is. And we'll try see how quickly we can get this to populate here. Now, in the daily time frame, I see that chart has populated, and we are trading with inside its daily profile. So you're at the bottom of the profile, which is at about I'll tell you exactly what it is. At 121.76. The top of the profile, 126.68. So consolidation with inside the profile. Price is holding its oscillator and change line. If it were to close below that, 121.43, that would suggest that we could see a further retracement. Monthly time frame chart. We're trading below profile support, so no, and without a bottom signal out there. It was tested last month and the month before. 127.96 has proven to be significant resistance. The weekly chart, it's the bottom of its profile, 127.05. On the weekly chart, at least we have a TD9 count bottom. But price did run into the area where a counter trend move would come to an end on that weekly time frame. On the daily, we've really covered that. Now, not that I have a topping pattern per se that I see out here, but we do have price trading with inside its profile. If you're looking for intraday signals on the 195-minute chart, 130, 65, 30, or the 15, I don't see them. Now, the 65-minute time frame chart, wish I had a pattern out there. What price is doing, though, it's pulling back into a level where a counter trend move for that time frame, 65 minutes that is, would find support. And that would be between the levels of 121.43 and 121, look like 91 out there. Let me make sure. Yeah, 121.91. So I don't have the bottom signal I believe that you're looking for here in XOP, Robert, but I've gone through each of these time frames. Maybe you've been able to pick up on something to assist you with your trade there. So I do hope that helps you out. We had Christy write in. She wants to take a look at AEVA. Same real question for her, which is looking for an entry into a long position. So let's go see where this instrument is trading. It's up at highs. That's for sure. 2019 is the daily time frame. Okay, so the daily time frame shows us that today is going to become bar number 8 of a TD9 count, Christy. What that says is you could get a top between today and Friday. Which would be bars, which would be the TD9 count top. There's a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that is also present. If we were to see a bearish reversal candle, that would identify a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Now, in this instance here, price would likely pull back to test support, which would be the top of its daily profile. That'd be at 18.21. Now, the only issue with regard to using this set of charts and tools out here is that I don't see the cadence. I don't see the daily up and down signals. But first here, just to finish off the intraday charts, no topping pattern on the 195-minute chart, nor the 130. We do have a TD9 count pattern that is completing. Let's see when that completion time is. It's a 65-minute chart, 11:40. We're at 11:24 right now. So, but you're looking for an entry point. And I'm going to say that entry point at this stage here is going to be a retracement. We may not see that retracement start until Monday of next week. Of course, it may not even start at all. It can simply negate that potential daily topping signal out there. But I would wait for that. Now, if I go over and take a look at, let me see if this chart here will populate pretty quickly. It's nothing that I've had a request on. Oh, well, AQST. Yes, Dan, I see what you're saying. Price broke through that 320 barrier out there, top of the weekly profile. Trade above the monthly oscillator and change line. Looking muy bueno out there. But we're going to go back and I want to take a look at AEVA out here. And just interested in taking a look at its cadence, its stand steps out there along the daily time frame. I suspect as I looked at it, we don't see too many retracements there. So the retracements here, since it formed a bottom going back into the March timeframe, we've seen 2 3-bar retracements. That means 3 consecutive lower closes, Christy, and we've seen 1, 2, 3 2-bar retracements out there. So I would say that is likely your entry point into AEVA. It is negating a weekly TD9 count top, but it has triggered wave number 7. That is letter G. That requires a lower high to confirm that pattern. The monthly time frame chart looks beautiful as well by closing above breakdown resistance at 45.55. So I see why you want to enter this. It may be your entry point out here is simply nothing more than just a 2 or 3 day retracement out there. So, Christy, I hope that helps you out. Thanks for waiting an extra day out there. Dan would like to take a look at ticker symbol ARWR. So let's go out to it, see what it is coming. Oh, that was the second symbol you wanted. Let me get to the actual first one. Here we go. So we take a look at the ARWR. Daily time frame, I see an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let's go ahead and draw that in here. Looks like we're out towards the 1-to-1 level. We'll put in the A to B line, and then we'll just simply go ahead and move that over to the C point out here. So there's your A to B. Slide this over. And so it looks like the price target area is about the 1774 level. That's just your 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. The weekly time frame chart is suggesting a rally towards 2131. The monthly time frame chart is suggesting a rally towards 2285 to 2721. Ticker symbol ARWR. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs? Trade wars? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Next up is ticker symbol GERN. GERN right now is trading right at the top of its daily profile, which is $1.54. So if price can close above it as it did yesterday, that would be a signal that we should see higher price. Higher price target would be $1.75. Its daily TD9 count breakdown resistance level. We take a look at the weekly time frame chart. It has a nice TD9 count bottom. By the way, daily's got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern. Nice weekly TD9 count bottom. Here's really the issue, Dan, that you're looking at, and that is that last week and the week before and this week, price is running into the sell zone where a counter trend rally would come to an end. I'm not saying it's come to an end. I'm saying the weekly time frame chart needs to see a close above $1.61 to tell you that this is something more than just a counter trend move out there. The monthly time frame, I do not have a bottom pattern. We only have a bar number 7 that's made the low out there. You need to see a push below the low from 2 months ago. So that would put it April's low out there, just a poke below that in order to trigger an A to B equals, a TD9 count pattern. I don't see any other pattern that is out here. Well, I take that back. There is a test and rejection of a swing point. So that swing point that we're looking at, is March of 2020. So that makes sense. So let me see. That swing point had volume, 42 million shares, was tested and rejected with 261 million shares. Holy shnikes. Make sure I had that right. Yeah, 261. So that said that the following month, which was last month, you should have retested it. We did. Volume there, 267 million shares there as well. 267 and 261. Wow. That says, Dan, that price should get back down to test at least that high again at $1.20 out there. So that's what I see daily, again, dealing with profile resistance out here. But the weekly and the monthly are the ones that you should have the most caution with out there. So I hope that information helps you out. Let's go take a CRDF. CRDF is trading at $3.69. It is bar number 8 on a daily basis out there. What that says is that you could get a TD9 count top between today and Friday out there. That would then suggest a retracement. That retracement would be probably a 2-day retracement with its price target being the oscillator and change line currently printed at 319. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, you're in profile breakout mode out here. You've got a profile change in trend. That suggests higher price. But again, you got that caution signal on the daily time frame that you could get a topping pattern between, again, today and Friday out there. In the monthly time frame, just a consolidation with insider profile. So where you're going to keep your eyes glued to is going to be the daily chart, see if a TD9 count top pattern forms or not out there. There is an A to B equals CD pattern as well. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a sell the D point top. That A to B, it's already attained at least the 1-to-1, I believe, but let me just make sure. Let's just move that B point over to where the C point starts. Yeah, we're above the 1-to-1. Well, actually, you got to sell the D point top. So I'm glad that I did that. But that's going to get negated today as long as the price closes above the bar from 2 days ago, that being 358. But again, so that's the good news is you negate a sell the D point top. The bad news is you might be getting a TD9 count top that forms. So that's what we see. We take a CRDF. Frank wants to take a look at ticker symbol TRP. So let's go see if Frank is setting up a trap for Stevie out here. TRP trading up. TRP is bar number 8 today as well on its daily time frame. So I was going to say the good news is that price is taking out a TD9 count top from May the 7th out there. That swing point high was 51.34. We're at 51.57. It looks like we closed above this a couple of days ago. So that pattern was negated actually 2 days ago. But now we're going on to potentially form another TD9 count top. That TD9 count top should form between today and Friday of this week out there. That suggests we should see a retracement back towards the oscillator and change line. That would be at 1590. Now, the weekly time frame, if on Friday it's able to close above 5134, it will negate a TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator top. So that would be bullish. That would then suggest that the daily is just on the move to do some type of short-term retracement while the weekly and monthly continue to move higher. Now, on a monthly time frame out here, price closed above a monthly swing point. The swing point that we're looking at was November 2024. Volume, 38 million shares. Last month, we closed above it with 33 million shares out there. So a little bit late in the loafers. Obviously too early in the month to call what the volume might be. But what I do see out here with regard to TRP, is an A to B equals CD pattern. Even though it hasn't been confirmed with volume, it doesn't, they don't always get confirmed with volume. If they do, it gives an increase in the odds out there. Although I've never been able to see anyone really run a test on that to prove that point out there. Not even David White was able to run that test for us, unfortunately, out there. But here you've got the A to B equals CD pattern to the upside that says about 61.17 would be its price target. So one step at a time. You got the daily to deal with, which is a TD9 count top, forms between today and Friday. Watch the weekly close out there. Does it negate its TD9 count top or not? If it doesn't, well, then that tells you something as well. If it does, then likely we just see a short-term retracement while price then resumes its move higher. So Frank, I hope that gave the information you were looking for TRP. We're going to go take a look at ticker symbol CVM. CVM right now is trading out at $2.50. So what do we have here? We don't have anything that looks good. Let me look at this daily chart just a tad more. Come on, keep a cursor. So, what do we have here? Wow, man, this is true. We're going grouper fishing for this one. We are truly doing some bottom fishing. So on the daily time frame chart, I could actually draw in a by the D point bottom pattern that formed this bullish engulfing candle a couple of days ago. But I'm not going to do that. Because when we take a look at the weekly chart, the monthly chart, this is all suggesting that we pull back a bit further. Now, price is getting back to this monthly breakout session in July of 2024, and that had volume of 68 million shares. So that is very likely a high volume high. Yeah, it's a real high volume high. So I'd understand looking to enter CVM, Dan. I'm just not seeing it just yet, at least on the daily, the week, well, and even on the daily, we're trading below profile support as well as its oscillator and change line out there. So I think a bit more patience. And it looks to me like this wants to go to even lower price out there. So I hope that helps you out. LB writes in, is looking for a buy point in URA. So let's go ahead and pull that up on our screen out here. URA, we're going to probably have to finish this when we come back from this breakout here. URA is consolidating with inside its daily profile out there. You've got 3156 at support, 3340 as resistance. The weekly is trading into prior resistance levels out there. So is the monthly time frame chart. So Lee, let's continue looking at URA when we come back from this break.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get back to the URA request out here by Lee. He's looking for a entry point out there. So, on a weekly time frame, let's try to get a feel for what it's doing. It's up against areas where it has found resistance in the past. So you've got 1 high, 2 highs, 3 highs, 4 highs. This will be the 5th time up to this level out here. So the swing point that it's trading into at this stage of the game is the one from the week of October the 25th. Volume there, about 15 million shares. Last week, we closed inside that swing point with 20 million shares. That says we should test its high out there. So as long as price remains above 30.24, we should see a move up towards the 32.35 level. Now, you're looking for an entry point. I want to at least give to you what, because we're upper resistance, what is this telling us? That's really not an entry. It's just telling us that it should get up to test that level. It does not tell us whether it will be able to break through that area or not. On a monthly time frame, what you need to see price do, in essence, is close above, in order for this to get really bullish, 33.99. Again, we're trading at 32.70. So the reward risk, because we don't know whether price will take this out. Now, maybe you know or you believe that it will, in which case here, we just experienced a 4-bar pullback. And that really was your entry point, Lee. Coming off the bottom, so having added this tool, at least from my standpoint, I don't know about your standpoint out here, but boy, it really kind of simplifies things. I just kind of stumbled upon it, really. And so we can see that coming off of the low, the TD9 count bottom on April 7th, this is URA. Lee, we've seen 2 2-bar pullbacks and 1 4-bar pullback. And that 1 4-bar pullback was June 2nd, was just a few days ago. And that was at the bottom of its profile. So in essence, that becomes your buy point, the buy zone between 31.56 and 32.17 out there. But I got to suggest caution to you with this being up towards these highs out here. So that's the best that I can provide you for URA. Lee, I hope that helps you out. As always, thanks for writing in. I'll look forward to your next request. We're going to go take a look at ticker symbol But get up here. We're going to go look at the Sweet Nectar, NKTR. No idea what it is. No idea. I'm not saying that it's nectar out there. But what this instrument is doing is trading with inside its daily profile. Its daily profile support is at 64 cents. Resistance, 79 pennies. It has a TD9 count top that is in place. In order to take out that TD9 count top, you need to see a close above 81 cents. If you do that, then you're likely headed up towards 94. And you're also likely, if you get a close above 82 cents. What did I say? 81 cents, okay. If you get a close above 82 cents, you'll trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That's the daily time frame. The weekly time frame says what? The weekly time frame says I am consolidating with inside my weekly profile. And price is right up against that level right now, which is 75 pennies. On a weekly basis, if we get 2 consecutive closes above 75 cents, Dan, that's going to suggest we have a profile change in trend and that we move higher. On the monthly time frame chart, we do not have any kind of a bottom pattern out here. Just double check that. Yeah, that is correct. So don't have anything here to assist us other than 2 months ago was a nice bullish hammer candle. Is that a bottom? Not a bottom pattern, but it does certainly provide you with some strong support, which is down at the 43-cent level out there. And that's the best that I can come up with for you on Nectar out here. Today is going to be a 2-day pullback, but as we've seen out here, after it formed that TD9 count top, we had 5 consecutive days to the downside. But if it's on its bullish ways again out there, then today would likely be a bottom, a 2-day pullback out there for ticker symbol NKTR. Duncan Steve wants to go take a look at Mosaic out here. MOS is the ticker symbol. When I flew out a couple of weeks ago, we flew out from Fort Lauderdale to San Francisco. This is when we were heading out to Carmel. Flew JetBlue. He was the only one that had actually a direct flight out there, and we were hooking up with a couple of other friends of ours that were going out as well. So we took that flight. I don't typically take those early, really super early flights out there, but in this case here, we really didn't have much of a choice. But we were flying JetBlue. I fly them periodically, but it's mostly up and down the eastern seaboard. So they're smaller planes, I suppose, because we got on this one here that was going to San Francisco. Man, first class was truly first class for JetBlue. Every single station was like a single pod. Maybe there was a 1 pod, then a 2 pod, then a 1 and a 2 out there, but looked like pretty nice service out there. I didn't fly in that service, unfortunately. Anyways, we're taking a look. I was just killing time. As we take a look at ticker symbol MOS out here. You're in bar number 7 today. No topping pattern. You got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That requires a bearish reversal candle to identify a top. Now, you could go on to form a TD9 count top out here, Duncan, between tomorrow, Thursday, and next Monday out there, but we have to see higher highs. The weekly time frame chart is suggesting that we should see higher highs. Why is that? Well, we're trading above all kinds of resistance, and it looks like it wants to go target its TD9 count breakdown resistance level at 38.30. On a monthly time frame, we've got a nice buy the D point bottom pattern out here. Price is traded above profile resistance. This wants to head higher. So you got a bottom on the daily. You got a TD9 count. That was a TD9 count. You got a nice buy the D point bottom pattern on the monthly time frame chart. If we've got to buy the D point on the monthly, we've got to buy the D point on the weekly chart. So it looks like Mosaic wants to head higher out here. I'd just be cautious towards the end of this week, early part of next week. We should see a retracement. You're going to ask me a retracement of how many days? Stevie's going to say you'll be lucky, at least at this stage of the game, to get a 2-bar retracement out there. And that is what I see when I take a look at Mosaic. Duncan, hope that helps you out. Snowball writes in, and Snowball wants to take a look at ticker symbol FTK. So let's go pull that up, see what it is doing out here. FTK is right now pulling back and is testing support on its daily time frame. Frank, that was, I didn't write, Snowball. That is testing the support level of 1354. 1354 is the bottom of its daily profile. The actual low today, 1355. So what you're going to want to watch here, Snowball, is at 1350. Was it 1354? 1354. If price closes below that, odds favor that price will make a move back towards 1192. Now, on a weekly time frame, you're likely going to get a Well, you've got wave number 7 signal. It needs a lower close next week out there. But since on a weekly basis we're trading below last week's low out here, it looks to me more likely than not that this wants to do a 4-week pullback with price targeting 1192. That's the weekly oscillator and change line. The monthly chart looks muy bueno. Price negated a TD9 count top out there. It should continue to head higher. So, the question for you is, I don't know what your question was other than just to take a look at FTK, I think. Let me see if there was anything else to your message out here. Can I find it? I can't even find it that easily. Shoot. Oh, there we go. Flowtech, please. So here's a thing. What's the thing, Stevie? What we don't like about this, you're back at daily support, but we certainly don't like that we're trading below last week's low out there. And maybe that changes by Friday. And it could change by Friday as long as price holds this 1354 level. So that's what I've got for FTK. Hope that helps you out, Snowball. Thanks for your request and have a wonderful Wednesday. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So the last question that came in, it's a good one. I don't know that I'm going to really be able to have the answer to it. It's coming in from Vic. And Vic writes in, and he's asking, what's the What's the best index right now, best major index that's set up for a buy, and what's the best major index that is set up for a short? I will tell you the short one that I'm looking at. It's not a setup just yet, but it is the German DAX out here. The German DAX went ahead, and right now it's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Now that would be negated with a close of about 24,325.97. The weekly time frame chart needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. If we get that, then I would say we might have the short. Now the monthly time frame chart negated a TD9 count top out there. That suggests that it wants higher price. One of the reasons I'm looking at the DAX out here, if we just simply pay attention to all the ongoings over in Europe right now, if that thing even escalates even further out there, I think it's going to have a pretty significant impact on the German DAX out there. So you've got one potential topping signal. You got one topping signal on the daily, but really we're waiting for the weekly to generate something similar. That might even generate a sell the D point on a monthly time frame chart. With regard to the other major cash indices out here in the U.S., as we take a look at them as they populate out here, what I'd be waiting for is to see if, now I think it would just be a short-term, potentially short-term type top. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, the semiconductor index, the NASDAQ Composite have each triggered Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals. What they require now is a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top out there. If we were to get, this is not the buy. I know you're asking for a buy. I don't have really a buy on the daily U.S. cash indices out here to give you at this stage here to take for a long trade. And the reason is you got a top still in the Dow. Maybe we're going to get something in the S&P and the NASDAQ 100 to set up some type of short-term retracement. Maybe it's just a 4-bar retracement, and that could be your entry into the U.S. stock market. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you tomorrow on Terrific Thursday. Please have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. Be safe out there. Take care.